Welcome back, folks, to another episode. Afro.Senpai here. Today, we're going to be talking about how, when I was younger, I struggled with depression, as well as what I did to get out of it. Looking back, if I were to pinpoint the exact time when I started dipping into depression, I would think it would be freshman year of high school. My brothers went to Decatur High School in Federal Way, and I really wanted to go there as well because number one, my brothers went there, and also all my friends were going to be going to that high school as well. But we had to move to Tacoma at the time, and so I'd be going to Foss High School, where I didn't know anybody, and being the older brother that he was, Marcellus was telling me that because of Tacoma's reputation as like a tough city full of gangsters and whatnot, that I'd be getting beat up every day. That didn't scare me because I didn't believe him, but it certainly didn't help. So I started at Foss and I didn't know anybody, and I was a shy kid to begin with, until I like really get to know people. Then I start to talk a lot more. But because I didn't know anybody, it was hard for me to initiate conversations and to make friends, and so I always felt isolated. And feeling isolated, of course, I felt alone, and then your brain starts to like play games with you and sends you messages like, well, this isn't ever going to get any better. And then I would say that would be the time where I started to get into my depressive state. And within that depression, I kind of just stopped talking to everybody. I stopped talking to my old friends, even though we had like Yahoo Messenger back in the day. I had an opportunity to talk to them, but I just stopped. I kind of just put my hood up and just kind of floated through life. There are times when I took objects and I hurt myself with those objects. Anything that revolves around depression, I kind of got into it, except I didn't turn to drugs or alcohol or anything like that. I just kind of went with being alone and self-harm. Stained was my band back in the day. The beautiful thing about being able to look at yourself in the past and look at your downsides and all that, I could totally see why I was depressed, because I made no effort whatsoever to do things that the high school was offering. There were there were clubs I could have gotten into. I was asked to get into the IB program, which would have probably preoccupied my time with academics more than me thinking about how sad I am feeling right now. So, quick story about St. Martin's. When you move in, I don't know if they still do this, but they did this when I was moving in because the school was so small at the time, that all the current RAs and a lot of the staff and faculty come help the students move into their room. And so one of the RAs was helping me move in and was kind of just talking to me to get to know me. And she was asking me about high school, and I said, well, I didn't really like high school. And I don't know if I told her the reasons why, but she told me, well, high school is what you make it. When I was in high school, I didn't think about that at the time, but she was totally accurate. I chose to not do all that stuff that I said that I didn't do in high school. And my experience of high school is exactly what I got. It's just like life. You get out of life what you put into it. If you think high school sucks, it's probably because you're not doing anything to make it better. If you think your high school sucks, try a new club. If you aren't having fun, go to an ASB meeting or whoever runs student life or whatever and say, hey, I would like this in my school. How can we make it happen? And then don't stop until it actually does happen. Just like life, you can do whatever you want in life. You just have to work hard enough to get it. When I got to St. Martin's, I said to myself, we are not going to let this college experience be the same kind of experience that we had in high school. So I was a lot more outgoing initially. I got into different clubs. I got into different things involved in the community. So, like, totally out of my comfort zone, I applied to be an RA. And I think becoming an RA at St. Martin's helped me become the man I am today because I realized that I am a strong leader and I can help people. And I love the entire process of being an RA. And getting free room and board isn't bad either. So, what got me out of depression and hurting myself was just talking to somebody who was going through something similar at the same time. So, thank you to Jessica for helping me get through that moment in my life, because I don't know what would have happened to me if I didn't talk to somebody. And that is like one of the things that I'm about to get into with the resources, or the resource that I'm about to provide to whoever's feeling like they are depressed, is you can't underestimate the power of just talking to somebody. If you're sad about something and you're just holding on to it, it just stays with you. You don't want to hold on to that because it's toxic. So just talking to somebody about it gets those ideas out. And you become validated in the sense that, oh, other people are like this. I'm not a weirdo because I have these depressive thoughts. No, it's very common nowadays, especially with social media and technology and all that. Kids today have a way higher probability of becoming depressed because of the stuff that they have, that they're exposed to. So, talk to somebody. And I want to give you a resource right now. I'm going to walk you through a crisis hotline that you can do via texting, because some people might think it's awkward to call somebody up and ask them for help. But texting, it's like you're just talking to a robot. Even check out this resource that I'm about to get into. crisistextline.org/depression. I'm going to link this in description, so just in case you forget, but it's all about this right here. So this is how you start the process. And again, this was not around when I was a kid, from my knowledge. I just found out about this a couple months ago from a Hope Squad meeting that we had, and I'm going to be talking about Hope Squad in the next video. But anyway, let's get into it. So, feeling depressed, get free help now. And I believe this only works if you are in the United States, just FYI. So, you're going to text connect to 741-741. And then, oh yeah, right here, anywhere from the United States, anytime, about any crisis. And it says, hi, this is the text crisis line. You're not alone. By getting further, we can't receive messages greater than 160 characters. Resources and coping skills while you connect. Stop to cancel the convo. Okay, so they've changed it from apparently what I've started with. And I will stop this because I am not in need of a crisis right now. Alright, as quickly as just texting those 6 numbers connect, you can get help with whatever's going on. All right, so let me pause this. All right, so that is a resource that you can use. If you don't need it, pass it on to somebody else. Let's not have any more scenarios where parents and friends are finding their sons and daughters or their friends taken from this life too soon. There's people here to help us with how we're feeling. All you need to know is how to get in touch with them. And so hopefully those numbers are going to help you. So as you know from a previous video, class, or school rather, has already started back up for me. We started last Thursday, and I am grateful for this group of students for my classes. They're all really fabulous. So comment below if you have been suffering from depression, if you are willing to just step out of your shell and talk to somebody, like you're making a pledge in the comments below to say, hey, I'm going to talk to somebody so I don't have to go through what I'm feeling alone. But that is going to do it for this episode, people. Thank you for watching. I hope the information has helped. If you're going through something similar right now, please remember you are not alone. And also remember to smile because you are beautiful.